Hi, I'm Chris Brogan. I'm president of Human Business Works. We're a company that helps companies figure out how to be human at a distance, use these web tools for what they need. So I've seen a survey recently that said that small and medium businesses, only 40%, this is an American-based survey, but only 40% of small and medium businesses have a website still. Only 40%. That means there's quite a market for going out there and helping build a web presence that helps people affect sales and all that. So one of the things that businesses need is just a basic website, because you need some representation for the new phone book. The new phone book, the new yellow pages, is us looking on our phone. Where's the plumber? Where's the thing we need at this moment? Where's the good restaurant in town? You can't allow Yelp to be your only presence on the web, because then you're at the mercy of any review you've ever had. People don't know what you want to say about yourself. I think that the first steps in thinking about this is what you know how to do best in person, what you know how to do best as a person in a conversation face-to-face is what you can translate on the web if you start thinking about the kinds of content you might create, meaning what kind of story do you want to tell to people, and then how can you interact with the people who do take an interest in that. If you're the person doing roofing jobs and you want to get more people interested in your business over a competitor, how do you do that? What story do you think you want to tell? Maybe it's that you stand by your work. Maybe it's you've been there 80 years. You've got to look at that, and then you've got to understand how will these stories impact the way somebody chooses to buy from you or not. So it's a challenge to tell a company that you should consider blogging and making ebooks and white papers and all that, because it's not really most companies' first line of business. If they're in the business of audio, video, supply equipment and whatnot, then they want to just get more gigs doing that. But what happens is the person who's interested in that sort of thing or looking and trying to evaluate wants to know a bit about what's going on in your head. To me, blogging is like the perfect mind-reading opportunity for your prospective customer. When you write about what you're interested in, when you write about the things that you're passionate about, even if it's not always about your business, your customer gets the opportunity to read your mind and understand where you're coming from and understand what kind of person you are. Depending on how you write, depending on what you get covered, depending on how people help you find your voice in this space, then you can understand what you can do with that information and what people will get from you when they read that. In my case, my blog, chrisbrogan.com, I am forever writing posts that I hope some big company will think, that's something I should really have him in to talk more about. So as a consultant and a professional speaker, I'm forever putting out a little gentle, soft tickle to say, if that was interesting, you should really have me in and we'll do some more work with you. There's so many other ways to do that, even if you're a restaurant, even if you're photo blogging. Don't forget that blogging doesn't mean a lot of text in a row. It could be video like this. It could be photos. You could be showing off all the great stuff that you do in your restaurant. One point of view though, if you're doing just video and photo, remember that Google can't tell what's in a picture and you will really not get as much search traffic for that. So you might also still have to write some text so that Google knows what you're showing people. When people are looking to understand social media, one way that I say it is that if your website or your main home base is your shop, then social media allows you to be the perfect shopkeeper. Let's say you're a small hardware store in town and you're trying to get some more business in. Would you stay behind your cash register or would you walk out onto the street? You walk out onto the street. You say good morning to people coming by. You hope that maybe some interaction will bring people in who think, oh, right, I meant to get a couple extra keys made. And then they leave with $300 worth of other stuff that they needed. What you're hoping to do with social media is connect the home base of your main site, where you're already doing all that hard work, to the stream of information going by a bunch of people who are looking for something interesting to them. Imagine blending your telephone with your own TV station, except it doesn't cost as much. In fact, it mostly costs time, or if you're having some help with the consulting side of it, that's where you spend your dollars, because then people can understand your voice a little bit better. When you do a mail drop, you know that the response on that is usually less than 1%. In social media, the odds are a lot better and the cost is a lot less. When you do a mail drop, you get that many return to senders back, which is wasted material. You start to really get frustrated. As a guy running conferences, when I used to send out paper flyers to try to invite people into events, and 30 to 40% would come back sender unknown or mail unknown and all that, and I'd blown the postage on that, That's a problem. So what I look for with social media is the opportunity to be of relevance to people who aren't necessarily going to come to my website, but then who say, huh, that is interesting, I think I'll come in. So it's a great way to augment what you're doing in other venues and other verticals, so to speak, and it's a great way to drag people in. One last thing about that, it's also kind of like hamburger helper. And when I say that, if you were at a face-to-face event, it allows you to extend that conversation back to when you're not face-to-face anymore. Say you're at a trade show. You can only have a few minutes in a booth with somebody. What are you going to do? Give them the squeezy ball and scan the badge? You can say, hey, come here and I've written you some more information. I got a free ebook you could pick up, and keep that conversation going. It's definitely a great way to make sure that you can turn a prospect into a lead. So a small, medium business that has a website has suddenly been told, oh, you need better search engine optimization. And you don't even know what it means, but somebody said you need this SEO thing. And so you spend money on some person that you don't really understand who says, if you do this, more people will come to your website. And when you do the thing that they say and you pay them the money, people do come to the website. Search engine optimization is great. It's an important part of making sure your website is healthy and viable and visible to people who are looking for the kinds of things you're trying to sell. However, it's a little bit like taking vitamins and supplements and not working out. Let's say that you're saying, I'm going to get some really great muscles, so I'm going to take this great protein enhancer, I'm going to take all these great vitamins, and that's going to really boost my performance. And then you go and you lay on your couch. If you don't do the organic work, if you don't do what we're calling inbound marketing, which is when you write interesting things and provide great content that gathers people to you, then it's that. It's taking a bunch of supplements and doing nothing. So what you need is search engine optimization is somewhat inorganic. It's the goal of trying to really gather people to your site. Search engine marketing is even more of that. So you do the inorganic to give you a boost, but you have to have that strong base of the organic for it to matter. And so to me, it's a marriage. You maybe do or don't have a small budget for search engine optimization, but you shouldn't put it all in that basket. You need to spend some time or money on consultants or whatever on building good content that will drag people in. And that's what we're calling inbound marketing as opposed to outbound. Outbound is, here, take my darn flyer. Inbound is, it's so interesting that people are coming to you for more material. I'm writing a book right now called Google Plus for Business. It comes out in November at most any online store or otherwise. And Google Plus is another social network. It's like Facebook, but prettier. It's made by Google. The difference is, the number one thing I can tell a business is, if search matters to you, if people are finding you via search, which is most every business in the world, Google Plus is indexed by Google, the #1 search engine in the world, and YouTube as well, the #2 search engine in the world. So having your profile on Google Plus and starting to put up interesting content there, which is another outpost, if you remember, gives you the opportunity to put interesting information in front of people and to get really quick search results into Google for your Plus site that will allow people to understand what you're into and what you're talking about, and will give you a great opportunity to sort of lead people towards a relationship with you. It's first steps on it maybe just is they don't have business pages available as of this recording. They are working towards making it business pages, but that doesn't mean you can't make a profile and be representative of your business. What you're looking to do is start relationships. You're looking to find interesting people. You're looking to think of who your prospects might be. Maybe it's large companies, medium companies, and you're looking to see who's on there. There's already 30 million people on there as of this. Google is, like I said, the #1 search engine. It's one of the #1 websites visited every single day, and they're pushing and advertising and slowly letting in more people. If you're saying, but I already just started Facebook and I don't even like that, well, in the 80s you also had AOL. In the early 2000s you had MySpace. I'm sorry, but technology evolves. You have to keep moving, and you can maintain your Facebook. I'm not saying one or the other is bad, but I would say that Google Plus really is something I'm thinking is going to be a very big piece in the social networking space and search space for the coming years.